Yo, what is going on, guys? So, on the Spider-Woman Realm of Legends speedrun video, I said if you guys could get us at least 5 likes on the video, we would do another Spider-Woman video on the CCP beta. So, you guys absolutely smashed that like goal. So, here we are today to deliver the Spider-Woman Jessica Drew further gameplay showcase. So, in this video, we're going to be fighting a buttload of Mystic champions and some other champions too. There will be an Onslaught right at the end. And yeah, these are all basically as in a Battlegrounds simulation of what currently, a rank 3 attacker and a rank 3 defender would look like, without nodes though, and without masteries. But, that's about as close as we can get on the CCP server to simulating what a Battlegrounds fight looks like. And so with Spider-Woman, she's very, very simple. You throw the special 2, and then we go ahead and throw the special 1 right here. And just one special 1 should be absolutely more than enough to kill this guy. So boom, he throws that quick 100k in red. And this fight is over in 37 seconds. Not too bad. Werewolf has a colossal health pool, but he's still getting dropped in 37 seconds by Spider-Woman. What about Sasquatch? Sasquatch has the biggest health pool in-game, right? Let's see how we fare in this matchup here. So, yeah, this is a 7-star rank 3 Spider-Woman. I believe I did take her all the way to a max signature level of 200. That is giving us some more fury, so that is increasing our damage a bit. Yeah, so right there we apply the fumble and the ensnare and a whole bunch of debilitates. And when one of my buffs expires, we do apply that wither debuff. So if there was something like Mystic Dispersion, the wither would definitely be helping with that. So here Sassy goes into his Wrath of Tanarak. So here I'm going to go ahead and drop my special 1, and boom, you can see he took 100,000 burst. I saw 100,000, I saw 50,000. And then just, one more combo, a little striker, and he's dead, bro. 47 seconds for the biggest health pool in the game. Equal ranks. Not too bad. Here, I'm having trouble trying to restart the quest. So, I think all in this clip, we do like back-to-back fights for Sassy, Man-Thing, and Mangog all at once. 3 big mystic boys. We'll see how Spider-Woman can do with the big boys. So, Man-Thing here. Jumping into this fight, Spider-Woman is completely immune to the effects of poison. So, that makes her a wonderful Man-Thing counter in that regard, just not having to worry about the pustules. And you see right there, I was able to get, double combos going with a debilitate, stun, increased duration, which is pretty neat. So here we're going to go ahead and drop the special 2, kaboom, get the retribution, which again, the retribution is kind of like a daunted. It increases the damage taken when the opponent throws their special. So when they throw the special with the power stings, it increases that damage. So boom, that power stung was like over 100k, yeah, like 143k, 14 power stings or something there. Not too bad. And then we're going to quickly restart and then go fight the Mangog as well. So, what fights can Spider-Woman not do? And so one fight that I absolutely found that you don't want to bring her to is Destroyer, especially if Destroyer is awakened, because Destroyer, if you have buffs on you, you take damage when you attack him. So Spider-Woman is not good for Destroyer. Trust me on that one. Don't try her in that matchup unless he's unduped. If he's unduped, then I guess it's fine. But yeah, that's definitely one of the negative matchups that I have found with her. Another bit of a... It's possible to do, but that is Ebony Maw. And you just need to be careful, because if he throws the special 1 against you, he's going to nullify a Fury, and then you're going to take some degen damage. So boom, here, drop that quick 100k burst. He's dead. 34 seconds for a rank 3 Mangog. Not too shabby. Alright, then of course, we got to go fight the cow. Some Rintra, 440,000 health. Alright, let's see how we do here. So, Spider-Woman is also immune to the effects of Neutralize, I'm pretty sure, right? That's right, yeah, she's getting the immunity. So, I'm just gonna double check that real quick, because, like, pretty sure, right? Double check here. Yeah, immunity to neutralize, dude. Like, that is, like, it's so crazy that I had to double check, even though I was pretty sure it was, and it's saying immune in the fight, but, like, just wanted to double check, because that is so crazy. Having neutralized immunity. I really like neutralized immunity. I think it's really sweet. Boom, that was a massive amount of power sting, and then boom. So what happened right there? Let's rewind. So, you know, this was actually an issue that I found, and I sent a message to MSD. I was like, yo, is this intended? Like, what's going on here? You know, like, let's back up a little bit more. You know, you can see, what's my biggest hit, you know, hitting for here? We didn't crit on any of those. Okay, let's back up a little bit more. Show me a regular crit. Again, we're not critting. Spider-Woman, what the hell you doing to me here? Just show me a crit. Okay, there we go. 7k. You know, 7k light attack. We're not critting too much, but all right, let's go to the end now. You know, we should be heading nowhere near 30,000 on our basic combos. You know, our damage shouldn't be anywhere near that. So boom, we see that damage there. Let's pause for a second. 69k, and what was the other one? 123k and 69k in the power stings right there. But then what I'm really trying to point out here is the final hit here that I do. Boom, right there. That was a medium attack for almost 35,000 damage. Where is that coming from? And so I sent this to MSD. I'm like, yo, what's going on here? And so he figured out why it was happening. So it's, again, as I was talking about before, the retribution. So that retribution, again, it increases the damage they take during their special attack. So, you know, like, you can still see the sword in Rintra's hand from his special attack. So his special attack is technically still going on by the time I'm punishing it. So our medium crit is then getting multiplied by that retribution, giving us this colossal 30,000 plus hit. So that's what's going on there. And so I talked to MSD. It's totally intentional. It's not a bug. 44-second fight, and that is how Spider-Woman is supposed to be working. So it was really great that just got the confirmation that it wasn't a bug or something, you know. And so here I'm going to show you guys the Ebony Maw fight now. So yeah, if you have, I believe it's like a Fury, a Precision, a Cruelty. If you have any one of those buffs, there might be a couple more on you. Ebony Maw Special 1 will nullify it. And you're going to degen. He's going to complete a mission if he does that. So basically, just have to push him to Special 2 if you're going to use Spider-Woman against Ebony Maw. And then as long as you do that, it should be alright. So boom, go ahead and drop that. And then I think here, am I going to try to drop the Special 1 too? Yeah, drop the Special 1. And then bait this. And bro, it's just the clean cook. 100k. He dead. 35-second fight. Not bad. So again, we're about to do a bunch of Mystic fights in a row. So up next, what do we have? I think it's... Where are we going? Is it Mojo? I think Mojo, Kindred, then Doctor Doom. I think that's the plan. And then, of course, Enchantress. Enchantress is probably somewhere in the thumbnail or the title of this video. I don't know what those look like at this point of the video making process, but I'm fairly certain Enchantress will be in there somewhere, because we are going to run the full Enchantress gauntlet, all 3 of the Enchantresses, each one getting more health as we go. See how Spider-Woman does, because Spider-Woman is, you know, supposed to be a pretty good counter to Enchantress, so we're gonna test that out, see if it's really true or if it's just all hype. So fighting a little Mojo here, the homie Andrew the Ruff's greatest champion, the God Joe. Drop my Special 2, bait his Special 2, boom, there we go. And you can see again, there's the retribution. That was a 30,000 medium crit. My regular mediums, you know, are critting for like 16,000, you know. So 30k is crazy. And then again, bait out 1 special attack, bro is dead in 36 seconds. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and restart. We're going to jump back in. We're going to go fight Kindred, and then we're going to fight Doom. And, you know, Doom was one that I really wanted to test because I was a little bit worried when I was first watching, you know, the Spider-Woman deep dive that, you know, her power stings are like instant shocks that she's applying. So I was like, wait, well, what if you're facing someone who's shock immune? You know, does it all still apply? So we're gonna see how she works against a shock immune like Dr. Doom right after this fight. But yeah, fighting Kindred here. Just gonna go ahead, push him to his special 2. Perfect. He hasn't thrown a heavy. He just threw his special right away. We get the nice little pause. Go for a little intercept, and then we're gonna throw our special 2. Boom. Get that retribution right there. I think I was trying to like start a fresh combo, but he caught me. But it's all good because he did throw that special attack. Here we got a nice amount of furies. We're gonna go ahead, pop the special 1 and bait this, and boom. He just died. He just straight up died. We skipped the immortality phase. We skipped getting rooted. I don't know why or how, but we did. We totally did. Let's watch it one more time. Wait, what does it say here? Stun immunity, just a little more. You think you've won? Dread Aura. I mean, yeah, I think I did win because you died and the fight ended. So I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind what just happened there. I don't know if that's always going to happen against Kindred or not. But yeah, she seems pretty decent for Kindred. All right, moving on to the next fight, we have Dr. Doom. So let's go see how she does against a shock immune. And so this would be what a 7-star Doom would look like on defense. You know, if he was a 7, if he did get announced instead of stupid Tigra, this would be a rank 3 Doom, what it would look like. So, start of this fight, you can see we're not going to be critting pretty much like at all here because Doom's crit resist is just so ridiculously high. Right there, we are able to get a double combo in though. Now we need to bait this special. Boom, Dex, full on Dex. There we go. Now we're going to drop the special 2. And again, push him to his special 2. Dex. Boom. Clean full Dex. There we go. Looks like my Dexes were on point on this day. This was a while ago. This was recorded April 14th, about 2 weeks ago now. Boom. We still are applying those power stings. And he just died. So let's go ahead and rewatch this last part here. Watch that full clean Dex. You know, he's like 70% health, but then boom, we drop the special 1 here. So you see he's triggering the immunity. We still apply all 10 of the stings, and then they do trigger 123,000 burst or 32,000 burst. It's pretty nice, dude. So that's 155,000 power sting damage, just like that. And then watch this. We managed to hit a crit, and again, it's with that retribution increase because we're hitting for 32,000 crit once again. Just a little kick. And that is Dr. Doom down. A rank 3 7-star Doom dead in 41 seconds. Not too shabby. Alright. So we just have Dust, Onslaught, and the Enchantress gauntlet left to run for this video. So let's go fight Dust. Dust, man, she is very tanky. She has a very high health pool. So it's going to be a little bit annoying. And it's going to require more than just one special baited here, probably. Or at least I'm going to need multiple special 1s to apply like 20 power stings to get a kill here, most likely. So again, just kind of slow playing it here. Trying to get my openings. Not trying to play too crazy. Drop this. And then I'm just going to bait Dust special 2. It's not too bad. And kind of block Dex into it there. Boom. Alright. So here we go ahead, apply the first round of power stings, bait that. That did 150k, but you can still see she still has about 19% health left. So two more combos, another special, and one more bait. Or I guess just punish her heavy, and she goes down. So 56 seconds. I think that was definitely the longest fight so far. Dust is she's a little tanky, a little chunky, but yeah, still taking her down in under a minute, and we did take a little bit of block damage, but yeah, that was the longest fight so far. Of course, that was as well as also no class advantage, just a straight up science versus mutant fight. She still handled it totally fine. So boom, now we're going to get into the Enchantress gauntlet. We're going to save the Onslaught fight for last, little dessert to end with. So here, just getting started. Alright, we've got to start dealing with her spells. Bait out a heavy, boom, get the intercepts, and then I'm just going to go for a heavy attack here. Or, no, I'm not. I don't need to, actually, because for each one of my debilitates on Enchantress right now, I'm disabling one of her spells. So I have 6 debilitates right now, so technically, all of her spells are dealt with at this moment in time. I don't even need to worry about them. That's what makes Spider-Woman so good. Just so freaking stupidly good for Enchantress. So boom, again, she has 3 spells. It doesn't matter. I have 6 debilitates. So I don't even need to worry about getting rid of them. And boom, the fight's over. 42 seconds for equal rank Enchantress. We're coming out of there with 96% health. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very easy. Very simple. And very easily replicatable. Alright. Well, let's step it up a bit. Let's go fight the second Enchantress. You know, this one has 500,000 health. Alright, well, let's see how this one would be. This is probably not even quite a rank 4 health pool in Battlegrounds. So right there we get a little miss. You know, Spider-Woman does have the evade guaranteed. She gets an evade buff if she comes across a miss or if she hits into an unstoppable opponent. So that is some really nice safety nets for you know, the untouchable phase here with Enchantress that can be very annoying. 30% chance or something, and it seems to always be triggering. So boom, there we go, get the retribution up. And then I think here, am I going to try to get the special 1 too? I don't think so. She's kind of close to 3 bars. So boom, there we go. This was also giving me some good practice to just dex Enchantress's special 1. Just practicing that, getting a little bit better at that. So here you'll notice I didn't just bait her special out there. So right there, I want you to really take notice to what I just did. So right here, you know, I knocked her down and I applied my power stings. So right here, you know, I could have baited out a special, but I didn't. Why? So this is important when you're playing Spider-Woman or Spider-Ham. In this exact type of scenario, you see her power bar here. She's only at she's under 1.5 bars. We want her to have as much power as possible when we go to bait out these specials. So I'm going to try to push her right under 2 bars and then bait out the special attack. That way, we'll just end up dealing more power sting damage. So boom, push up the power a bit, and then we bait it. And you can see that did, how much damage did that do right there? Boom, that did 115,000, 37,000 in red. That's a nice fat burst of damage. Getting some dex on it, and then boom, hit her with a 38,000 medium crit. Again, with that retribution juicing it up. So that was still under a minute for that second Enchantress. Alright, let's ramp it up to the final Enchantress. 1 million health. I haven't healed Spider-Woman at all either between these Enchantress fights. She's still above 90% health. So I start these fights just immediately attacking, because even if I miss, like we have that evade safety net, as you saw at the beginning of the second fight there. It's really, really clutch and nice. So here, again, getting some good dex practice. Right there, boom. That miss could have totally screwed me over with another champ, but not Spider-Woman. She just triggers that evade, and then boom. We don't care. We're safe, bro. It's such a nice safety net. It's so good against Enchantress specifically. But, you know, it's kind of a force of habit to still want to disable the spells. So, and sometimes it just by the way you're playing, you inadvertently, you know, deal with the spells as well. But just not having to deal with the spells, man, is so nice. It's so freaking nice. So here, I think we're going to try to get off, yeah, 2 special ones. So let's see what the power sting damage is here. Oh my lord. So we have 2 numbers in red here. The first one, 153,466. The second one, 263,980. That's clocking in at over 400,000 power sting damage. That is crazy. So right there, I did make a mistake, and I ended up getting hit by the tail end of that special too, but it's all good. Boom, go for a cheeky little double medium into another special one because of the debilitate, and bait this. And she's not quite dead. I believe our retribution has fallen off at this point in the fight. So that's why those power stings were kind of pathetic. But boom, there is the full Enchantress gauntlet ran. Like, finishing 3 Enchantress fights back to back to back. Still above 80% health. Like, I think that's very impressive. I think Spider-Woman is easily the best Enchantress counter in game now. Without a doubt in my mind. Like, so good. I want Spider-Woman so freaking bad. And, you know, she's not just a Mystic counter. She's not just an Enchantress counter. Let's see how she does against a 7-star rank 3 Onslaught. So, let's see. Start this fight with some light attacks. Alright. Go for a little intercept. Oh, yeah, there was one thing about this fight, though, that is a little sketchy with Spider-Woman. So I believe if we have the ensnared debuff applied to this big fella, there is a chance for us to turn off the inverted controls. So right here, I'm not inverted, I don't think. My controls were not inverted, and that was because of the ensnare. So you need to be a little careful about that if you're fighting Onslaught with Spider-Woman. But as long as you can manage that, she's pretty damn good for Onslaught. That's like the only thing you need to worry about. But yeah, if you can manage that, but just be careful of your ensnare and messing with whether the special 2 is inverted or not. It's a 41-second fight. Equal ranks, Battlegrounds simulation. 41 seconds. That's pretty damn clean, and we're finishing with 97% health, dude. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. She's gonna be incredible in Battlegrounds. Such a good nuke, and again, like I already said, pretty much the best Enchantress counter in game. So that's Spider-Woman. Pretty incredible, amazing addition to the science class. I love her abilities, love the playstyle, I love the look, I love the design, I love the red. Red is by far my favorite color. Yeah. This is a champ for me, dude. I'm saving all of my Titan shards till the reset. You know, I'm currently at 3 crystals right here. I do also have a Nexus Titan now banked as well from the Pool Shields event, the Red and Dead discount shed. So, man, 40 some days. And I'm really hoping we get a Spider-Woman. I do have a Science Awakening gem as well for her. I could use on Void, but I think I'm going to save it for her. I mean, if I can pull her twice out of the Titan, you know, we're good. But if I can only get her the one time, it's good enough for me. I got the science gem. So yeah, guys, I was going to go ahead and wrap it up for this Spider-Woman video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of Spider-Woman down in the comment section down below. Do you think she is a top 5 science champion? Do you think she's a top 3 science champion? I know it's very early, but I'd love an answer to that question. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace.